A former Catholic learned the truth in hell. Beloved, these things happened when I was still a churchgoer. One day I went to visit a friend because it has been a long time since we met. But when I got to his place, unfortunately, he was not there. Since he was not at his place, I went on to visit another friend in his area. I took this opportunity because this borough was a bit far. After the visit, when I was going back home, I started to feel like I had a breathing problem, although I don't suffer from this issue of breathing. When I got home at 8 o'clock, it was already night. I found people sitting there. After greeting them, I laid on the chair in order to rest because the breathing problem was persisting. When I laid down, I wanted to rest. My eyes were closed, but I was not sleeping. While I had my eyes closed, I saw a spirit coming out of a wall of our compound. When I looked at him, I saw that he was in the shape of a shadow. This spirit came to me in order to capture me and to take me with him. While I was fighting this spirit, I saw that he was stronger than me. And I was unable to resist him, though I put up a fight with him. Given that I was overpowered, the demon began to drag me out of our compound. Before getting me out of the compound, I saw my brother and I tried to talk to him and grab him. Immediately I realized that I was transparent and my brother could not hear me and see me. And I could not touch him. When this spirit dragged me out of the compound, I found out that we were in a dark place. I did not know where we were. It was really dark. Then I saw that we were moving on a massive road. When I looked closer, I began to see a gate in a relative distance. As we moved forward towards the gate, I was wondering, what is this place and how did I end up here? Immediately I saw a brightening angel landing before me, and he began to talk to me. I came to realize that I was on the road to hell. My pastor preached about hell. He often talks about the wide road that leads to hell. When the angel of the Lord landed, I asked him why I was here. But he did not talk. Since I had many questions, I began to ask this angel about this place. This angel held me and we rose in an altitude in order to contemplate this place. There were people moving on this wide road. When we turned around with our backs to the gate of hell, I saw a countless number of people moving on the wide road towards the gate of hell. They were men and women. They were of all nations, all races, and all colors. I saw that these crowds of people were naked. I noticed that some were holding Bibles and some were holding microphones. I asked the angel about these people that were holding microphones and Bibles. The angel said, "These people that are holding the Bible are men of God who were not walking in the will of God. They were living in the flesh, following their own path. Some of these pastors were walking in the will of God. However, towards the end of their lives, they began to live in the flesh, failing to keep the word of God. And they died in their sin." The angel told me, among the crowds, many were singing for the Lord, but they were living in sin. When death came, they did not have time to confess their sin and they died failing to repent. I asked the angel of the Lord about something that was pressing in my heart. I said to the angel of God, "Can you tell me about false churches in the world?" Without hesitation, the angel began to talk to me about the Catholic Church. Actually, I was for a long time in the Catholic Church. When I was a Catholic believer, I kept hearing that it was not a good church. I did not believe the men of God who were telling me to come out. As far as I was concerned, there was no evidence that the Catholic Church was satanic. Yet I had many questions. The angel of God was crystal clear. He said, "The first satanic church is the Catholic Church." When the angel showed me the Catholic Church, I saw crowds of people filling their cathedrals. Quickly I noticed that these crowds of people had chains on their feet. They had chains on their hands and necks. These images reminded me of the period of slavery when people were walking with chains on their feet, their hands, and necks. All these people that were attending the Catholic churches had huge chains on them. Then I saw a man dragging these Catholic believers who were slaves. And he was pulling them to the spirit world. The angel said, "These chains are the reason why Catholic believers hardened their hearts when the gospel is preached to them. And it is not easy to get them out of this false church." The angel told me, "Their spirits are dragged to the kingdom of darkness while their bodies remain on the earth." The angel told me, "The ash that priests placed on people's foreheads on Ash Wednesday connect Catholic members to the 4 demons that are positioned in the 4 corners of the world. These believers are sacrificed and handed to these demons of the 4 cardinal points. These 4 demons of the 4 corners of the earth were transporting the souls of the members of this church to the spirit world in a prison, called the Presidium. From then on their lives will be under surveillance and everything will be blocked for them. The angel asked me, is it possible to bow to idols and at the same time to bow to the living God? I said, no, it's not possible. The angel said, these believers bow before the idol that they call the Mother of Christ. But this woman is not the Mother of Christ. She is an evil power. She is actually the wife of Lucifer. The angel said to me, this wife of Lucifer is called Maria Valencia. When these people bow before the wife of Lucifer, their souls are dragged to the prison of Lucifer in the spirit world, called the Presidium. The angel told me, the sign of the cross is the sacrifice of souls to the 4 demons posted in the 4 corners of the earth. I said to the angel, how come the Lord allow all these people to go to hell? The angel said, among these people are souls that belong to God. They will leave this church before they die. The Lord grants grace and mercy to many of these souls of this church to come out of this false church and come to Him. Then the angel showed me a leader whose church is in the city. He was using the power of the devil. He has concluded a pact with a water mermaid. The condition that he is supposed to keep to maintain his popularity is that he is not supposed to get married so that his church will continue to grow. The angel showed me another pastor, but I don't know where his church is. The angel said, this pastor uses the power of the dragon. Even if there is a bad report about him, people don't care. This is because of the power of the dragon. The angel said, this pastor used stars and chances of his members. Stars and chances are those gifts, talents, destinies, wealth, status, positions, marriages etc. assigned to people when they are born on earth. Satanists, occultists, witches steal those stars and chances and sell them to willing buyers so that the latter can make use of them and become rich, popular, esteemed in societies, etc. Brother, we all saw how a musician came to visit his church. Actually, the musical celebrity came to honor the power of the dragon, for he is also empowered by the dragon. This pastor used men's chances because he is a homosexual. Whenever he sleeps with a man, he steals his chances. When I asked the angel about the second church that leads people to hell, he showed me people who were dressed in gowns. They had stars on the foreheads. Quickly the angel took me inside the gate of hell, where I began to hear screams of a multitude of people. They seemed to be countless screams, though I could not see them. I asked the angel, what is this place and what is happening here? Suddenly I heard someone asking, what are you doing here? I could not see the face of the person talking to me. I said, I was sleeping, but I really don't know how I landed here. The man that was speaking to me told me, I am your grandfather. When I was talking to my late grandfather, I heard another voice asking me, who are you? When I looked at the person that was talking to me, I saw a huge and giant demon. This demon came and grabbed me. He took me to a place where I saw a massive throne, upon which was seated an entity. I noticed that this throne was surrounded by many torches of fire which served as a light illuminating the throne. I stood before the throne of the devil, who was laughing at me. He told me, you boasted that you will never come to this place. Now I got you. Immediately it came to my mind that I was in hell. For I was preached about this place on many occasions. The devil was actually judging me, and he projected my life on a huge screen. He told me, I know that the people of the world like this place, and since they like hell, they will all come here like you. You have been going to church and serving your God. But it's worthless and vain. When this devil was talking, I saw a scene on the screen. I remember that moment of my life. And in that scene, the pastor was preaching about hell, and I was among the brethren that were distributing leaflets and invitation to people to come to hear the word of God. The devil projected a picture of my service in the church and said, all this service to your God was in vain. You were beating your chest in the world in vain. I knew that you will end up here. It was then I began to cry and beg the Lord for mercy. I said, Lord, have mercy and get me out of here. The devil told me, first we will cut your hand because you used to take people's properties without authorization. Immediately he gave order to a demon who cut my hand. I cried to the Lord asking for mercy. I said, Lord, remember something I have done for you and get me out of here. This devil said, whatever you ask God here you will not get it, and no one will hear your cry here. There is no exit and no road to return to earth. Quickly I saw that my hand that was cut has grown back. While I was crying, the devil said to his servant, "This man was using his mouth to tell things that were lies. I want you to burn his mouth." I saw demons taking water that was hot. They poured it on my mouth. I was burned. I kept crying to the Lord to forgive and have mercy. I said, "Lord, remember the little I did for you." When I was crying to God, the devil stood up and began to laugh, and he was beating his chest. He said, "All the people of the world will come here since they like this place, even these Christians who beat their chests are coming here." This devil told his servant, "Put this man aside. I will need him later." Immediately demons came and they chained my hand and they placed me in a cell on the side. I was crying in that cell. Then I felt someone touching my shoulder in this cell. He asked me, "My son, why are you crying?" Without looking at the person that was speaking to me, I said, "I don't know why I am here. I was sitting on the chair at home, but I don't know how I ended up here." The person that was talking to me said, "Many people like my music in Congo, but this is where I ended up." When she spoke that way, I recognized and remembered the voice of our late Sister Mary, the gospel singer. I said, "Sister Mary, are you really here?" When I saw Sister Mary, I was certain that everything I heard about hell was true. I began to cry more and more. Then I saw the devil rising from his throne, and he summoned a demon in the name of Lilith. When the goddess Lilith came, the devil said to her, "Lilith, I am sending you to the world to design beauty lotion and products that will make women seductive and beautiful. Go to the world and design fashion clothes that will expose women nudity and make them attractive, so that the world will fall in sexual immorality." After talking to Lilith, the devil summoned another evil spirit. I saw that he was exactly like Superman. When this demon came to the throne, the devil said to him, "You are going to the world. You are going to the cities in the world, and you are going to boroughs, neighborhoods, and streets. You will blow smoke of sickness that will attack families. You will blow air of division in families so that there would be conflict and separation. You will blow an evil air that will crush and destroy families of the earth." After addressing Superman, the devil called another demon. This demon was really voluminous. He said to him, "You are going to the world. You will go to crossroads, roundabouts, and intersections. You will be posted there in order to cause accidents. When people die, you will bring their souls here in the darkness and fire." After addressing this demon of accidents, the devil summoned another demon who looks like a zombie. He told him, "You are going to hospitals. You will suck the blood of the people who are sick in the hospital. You will bring their blood here." Then I was taken back to my body. In hell, I saw the musician Wemba, who was crying. He was blaming his friend, the fellow musical celebrity by the name of Kofi. The musician Wemba was led by Kofi to a demon in the Congo River called Mengo Mengo. This demon resides in the lower Congo province in the river. And this marine demon under the river led the singer Wemba to the wife of Lucifer called Maria Valencia. And they signed a pact. Queen Maria Valencia instructed the musical celebrity Wemba to sleep with young girls, having the age of his daughter. When this celebrity slept with young ladies, he was stealing their stars and chances. And he went on to sing a song in the honor of the wife of his master Lucifer called Maria Valencia. People who listen to his music today must stop because he is beaten in hell. He said to me, "Give this message to Kofi. Tell him I died with anger in my heart towards him. But you gonna tell him to abandon the type of life he is living, which is the kind of life I was living, which is to sleep with young girls, so that he will not come here." A former Catholic learned the truth in hell.